Hello, everyone. Welcome back to FPL Jedi Show. This is the Gameweek 25 review. My name is Hafiz, and I welcome my co-host Azmin to the show. How are you?
I'm okay. I've been spending some thought on my team in terms of what I need to do to improve it. I have issues. There are issues, but yeah, let's see what we can do. Yours team as well, I think.
Yep, that's what happened. I think for myself, this is my third red arrow in a row. So pretty much this is where I stand. I think I hit 3 weeks back the best position ever or rank for this season is around 55k. But since then, I've been dropping and now slightly outside the 100k position. But
Oh,
it's still a good place to be at this juncture. But things need to be improved.
yeah. There's a lot of changing circumstances, and right now with all the European matches going along, the recent transfer window as well. So these are the things that we need to consider moving forward. So let's see.
Yeah. I think most important thing for the Game Week 25 is we will touch on the double Game Week 26 announcement. We'll touch on that, how our team perform, what is our thinking right now, taking into consideration what can and will happen. And at the same time, like as we mentioned, also one of the factor is now the January transfer window is closed. We officially now know what's the player in and out for each team, so we can have now a settled team and to focus whichever players and team are moving forward. I think that's important. All right, Min, let's jump to our Game Week 24 results.
Yep.
The average point for Game Week 24 was 55, but it doesn't deter me to get a red arrow for myself, 59 points. So I have Dubravka in goal. Don't ask me why I decided to play Dubravka over Kelleher, but in terms of Dubravka facing away to Sunderland, and then Kelleher facing an Aston Villa side, who are at least in terms of league position and third place. So we expect Villa to at least score in this game, but it turns out Brentford did not concede goals. Kelleher got 7 points plus some save point and then 3 bonus points. And Brentford playing with 10 men, despite Shade sent off in the first half, they managed to hold the fort and then getting very clean sheet, can I say that. But for Aston Villa, they already, I think, back-to-back loss at home. Previously against Everton, now against Brentford. So there are some results that they need to improve in terms of league table, especially. I played double defense for Arsenal, so we know Arsenal keeping clean sheet against Leeds United. So Gabriel getting 8 points and Timber 5 points because yellow card. I think Gabriel got clean sheet and DC points there. And then Alderete keeping clean sheet against Burnley. So no additional points. I'll let yourself later you touch about Balak. If you have Mukele, if you have Ronaldo, so you got extra points from that Sunderland matchup. But for me, just a clean standard 6 points for Alderete after a few weeks dodging points. So he got that clean sheet. And I think the big one is Saka for myself because he injured during the warm-up. So then I'm looking at who are going to come in. So I got O'Reilly coming in. He did start, but Man City concede goals, 2 goals to be exact. So O'Reilly ended up only 1 point. Same for Foden. He was coming out from the bench, did not start the game. Managed to get at least 1 point. I think he got sub in around 80 plus minutes, so it's not great. I know Foden can be the pain point right now for inside my team. But I think I'll take 1 point over Anderson, who end up 0 points. I think Fulham did not keep a clean sheet, and then Alisson got yellow card. No DC point for him this time around. Both of us captain Bruno Fernandes. Turns out that would be the right decision over Haaland. Haaland did got an assist, but Bruno 2 assists, 2 bonus point. So that's how is it. So Bruno Fernandes got 10 points. So I'm delighted we did manage to do that. For myself, Enzo, last minute goals against West Ham. So got 2 bonus points. I'll take that for Chelsea side, and Mane and Thiago blank for myself. So I think that's my team. A concern for my team is definitely Saka. We'll see how it goes in terms of this knee. And the City assets, Foden and Orley will be my first one to tackle. How about your team, man?
Yeah, so yeah, the Dubravka thing, heck, I did the same thing, although for me, the difference isn't that much. For me, it was just because Spurs always seem to have City's number. And it seemed, and again, it seemed to be the case as well, with Haaland only getting assists, and we both captain Bruno Fernandes. I think one of the best decisions we had, easier decision, I guess. And it of course it paid off. Again, no goals for Bruno, but 2 assists, just enough to get double digits. So no complaints there. So Gabriel, we both had Ballard, who fared better than Aldrete with 2 defensive contribution points as well as a bonus point. Just nudging Makiela, the guy who got the attacking return, but then in the end, he didn't get any bonus points. He just off by 1 point. Rice blanking, which I'm starting to relook into it, but then again, it's probably better than those who had Saka. So it's not too big a problem. Bruno Fernandes scoring. Rodgers is a big problem. It's really making me start to wonder. Is it worth to still keep him? Is obviously he's attacking well, but and the return to Villa of Tammy Abraham, it seems to bode well. But again, not not sure how with Rodgers again. Tammy Abraham's goal got ruled out. And then Rodgers, blanking as well. Thiago blanking, but Frankfurt looked good. Just, Thiago is not the one who scored the goal. Dango Utara scored it, and then was it him? Then only to see his fellow wingmate get himself sent off. Krupi Jr., good one for me. Finally him scoring when he's in my 11 instead of on my bench.
Oh.
So Bruno G, who I left in the lineup, hoping that he would do something, he would at least come in as a sub. In the end, he failed to even be on the bench. I had Tiao on the bench, fat lot good at did me, ended up with 0 point anyway. So very disappointing in the sense that I actually briefly thought of taking the -4 hit. I think I mentioned to you about looking at KDH or Enzo. So in the end, I just decided to not do that and just wait and see, play the wait and see game. As you notice, so basically all the 3 there on my bench have injuries of some sort. So, but my transfer itself, which was Frimpong to Milenkovic, which didn't pay off. At least I still got me the 2 points because Frimpong himself was injured. So, but in the short term, I really need to look at those injuries. I need to fix them but when I have assets like Rodgers, who hasn't been returning much, I have to decide whether I need to take a hit.
Yep. I think for your team, still sub-decent. They say, I think Krupa Jr. Wow, I think that's one of the cheap forward there. Fighting between Mane, Krupa Jr. Looks like Krupa Jr. Getting the stats right now. Okay, I think.
It's really thanks to all the injuries. Krupi is playing behind Evan Nilsson rather than
which is
front,
nice.
Which is nice. Yeah, I'll take that.
If he plays around 70 plus minutes, I'll take that. 4.7 right now, and he keeps scoring. And both Mert have excellent fixture still, which is very nice. So I think if I can say I trade off whether I want money or Krupa Jr. now, definitely Krupa Jr. despite the minutes. But we shall see in terms of the game week 26. I think that's the most important thing when deciding what will happen to our team. And Bruno G, Tavernier, Dogu, I can understand your feeling whether to tackle this. I think the team news for Newcastle this weekend will be important to decide whether Bruno is still available or not. If he's available, then maybe Tavernier and Dogu is the one that you need to tackle first. So I think pretty much the same. The difference from our thing is you have Rice, I have Saka, which is Tine, I have Enzo, we have Rogers, I have Foden who have been awful right now. We have Bruno G. I think the rest more than that is pretty much the same. You still have an option to get another Arsenal player, which is an interesting one if you decide to do so. Balak over other day, anytime for sure we have Thiago in our team. So we shall share our thinking in terms of team selection, but maybe we touch a bit on the double game week 26 tournament. Last week we did not feature because both of us, Azmin and myself, for me, I have down with some fever and also some work commitment. So we decided we are unable to preview any game week 24. And then the double game week 26 announcement reached last week. As everyone know, the visual is from FPL Focal. It all depends tonight in terms of who will double, because the most important matchup or the result will be the Arsenal and Chelsea game for the League Cup semi-final. To determine based on League Cup semi-finals, whoever reach the final will double game week in 26 and blank game week in 31. So that will be a pretty interesting one. So we look at the top bracket. If Arsenal beat Chelsea, which I think this is what people are looking at, 90% odds saying that Arsenal, because they are leading right now 3-2 over Chelsea, they are playing at home. They should be winning, but it's still a game that going to be a close call. We shall see. If let's say Arsenal do beat Chelsea, then Arsenal and Wolves will double in game week 26. So Arsenal will face both away, Brentford and Wolves. On paper will be an excellent match for sure. And for Wolves, they're facing away to Forest and then at home against Arsenal. But if Chelsea somehow rather turn around that match again, Arsenal, and if Chelsea beat Arsenal, then suddenly Chelsea and Everton will take the advantage. They will double in game week 26, where Chelsea will face Leeds at home and then away to Everton. For Everton himself, will play both matches at home against Bournemouth and Chelsea. And then, if that happens, people who are wildcarding last week, if they do not have enough Chelsea or even Everton assets, they might need to do some changes. But pretty much people are planning to get that 3 Arsenal assets, which they set up for game week 26, maybe 1 or 2 most player. That could be likely more scenario. But if Chelsea beat Arsenal, it will be a different ball game. We will know tonight, whether Arsenal gonna advance or Chelsea. So, what do you think, Mick?
It's a fascinating one. And Arsenal, of course, having their own issues as well, but they want to place a marker. Definitely, they'll want to do well for this one. And I think if they decide to put a marker that they are in it to win it and not just for the Carabao Cup, but at least with the Carabao Cup, they get one cup first. Of course, thanks to last weekend, they've managed to increase the gap again with Arsenal winning and City and Villa all both dropping points. City drawing and Villa losing, but still, Carabao Cup is still important for them. So I don't know. It's currently hang on, let me just check something. So currently, so the second leg will be at Arsenal. So you'd expect them to go in it to win it. So let's see how that happens. On the Chelsea, then let's say if Arsenal beat Chelsea, how should, I don't know. It's I like the Arsenal double game week better than the Chelsea double game week actually. So Leeds and
I think most importantly, just hold your thinking and transfer. Do not make any, because you will know who double, and then it could dictate how you do your transfer for this game week. And
because it's very close. This is, it's not, the double game week isn't far away. It's just very, very, very short turnaround before the double game week. And let's face it, at this stage where semifinals, people are going to go all out, especially with the scoreline being quite close. It's still anyone's game at this point in time. It's just that if Arsenal beat Chelsea, Arsenal's double game, of course, there's Wolves there, but Brentford have been picking a lot of scalps lately. So it's not as easy as it looks. Yeah.
So I can see myself, I already have 3 Arsenal players, which is double defense and Saka. If let's say Saka is probably not fit or any, then I think that an easy move to Rice. That I think that's the more logical thing to do. But for yourself, you already have Rice and Gabriel. So if let's say Arsenal confirm to have double game week in 26, I think that could dictate your move, getting another Arsenal assets to triple up. I think that could be the move. say Chelsea beat Arsenal, and then suddenly your next move could be getting a Chelsea asset because you do not own anyone there. So I think that's how important I feel that's the right thing to do.
And the thing with Chelsea is that they have quite a decent list of matchups. This week they're playing Wolves, then it's Leeds, and assuming they then get Everton, then Burnley, then it comes Villa. So that's four very winnable matches in a row there for Chelsea, if Chelsea beat Arsenal. So I think even though I don't have any Chelsea assets, I think a lot of teams will have Enzo and maybe either Enzo or Chalobah, either way, because Chelsea are in the middle of this decent run. It's just that last week I considered the Chelsea West Ham picking in a defender, but because I was aware of West Ham's upturn in form, so I thought that they were going to score goals, so I wasn't keen on getting a defender yet, but wait until this week. And yes, lo and behold, they didn't score one. They scored 2 goals as well, but in the end, they still went down to Chelsea thanks to that last minute goal by Enzo. But still, regardless, if you looking at picking out a Chelsea defender, I think you should still consider it, regardless of not whether they have a double game week 26.
Okay, I just want to throw another thing. If let's say Chelsea advance, potentially people can also think about João Pedro, because despite his benching last week against West Ham, coming off second half, he did score a goal and assist and get that 10 points. So some of my friends who actually had João Pedro on wildcard and so on, and they decided, oh my God, he's on the bench, he still got that 10 points. So I feel if they see that situation, if Chelsea advance, João Pedro could be also another option people looking at potentially to double up or triple up. So I think I just want to point out upfront.
Sorry, it's just that sorry, the question with the João Pedro is the problem is the same, because he didn't start last week either. Delap started, but he came on and scored. So it still causes that. But if we don't mind him being a super sub, because let's face it, he has scored 2 games in a row now, so he might be on that streak. It might be a time for you to get on regardless, and risk it. And considering he came in as a sub and scored, surely he'll get the start. Any doubts of him not starting maybe non-existent at the moment, because I'm sure Rosenio will want to keep him playing when he's in form like this.
Okay, I think I'll take this question from Reza, our friend, for sure. I think what will happen if double game week 26 now is confirmed, a cheap will be played from managers. So he asked whether triple captain or bench game week, assuming you already have Arsenal and Chelsea as said. I think what likely people are doing this game week 26 is activating triple captain chip option. How about yourself?
Well, I don't know about the bench boost because everyone's favorite second keeper isn't involved, Dubravka, for example. And Wolves, I don't know, maybe Wolves probably only just Mane for those who have a GP. Leeds are better actually with Rodon and I don't know if you have more than one, if you have the keeper as well.
DCL?
Yeah, or DCL. Well, yeah, DCL as well. So yeah, that might be a better option if you have those players. But in terms of the triple captaincy, yeah, it's interesting. Not so straightforward. Let's face it. Leeds are a bunch of fighters. They don't go down easily. Yeah, and Everton are probably very inconsistent right now. You just don't know which Everton are going to turn up as well. Wolves, okay, Arsenal against Wolves, that might just be it because even though Brentford are going to be tougher to crack, but the Wolves matchup alone might be enough for you. Even though Wolves have been resurgent, I think Arsenal are just still very just too strong for them. So if you might want to consider, then Arsenal might be it. The question is who, and would you triple captain a Gabriel?
I think so. That's what the community are saying right now. So I think
Yeah.
that's how people are saying.
Rice isn't delivering at the moment. It seems to be
Saka
spread out.
definitely no.
Yeah, it's been spread around the team. You got Odegaard as there. Odegaard is an interesting option, but you really need some balls to do that. Because it's becoming really apparent that Arteta just prefers Odegaard and Eze, who doesn't get enough playing time. Because I can't see us captaining Trossard or any other player. Because if Saka is out, but the question is, if Saka is out, are they worth putting a triple captain in? They might be, with Gabriel.
I think people will go Gabriel over Rice, even if let's say Rice more likely to play also these two games. But I think people will go Gabriel and triple captain. And if you ask me, right now, I think that's the option that people will go. Triple captain chip for this game with 26. Not BB, a very unlikely free hit. Yeah, I think I agree with Reza. Arsenal diversity of point producer is it's a nightmare. I think,
Exactly.
but the consistent one is definitely Gabriel.
Yeah, so you just that's why a lot of people flock to Rice because at least he's not that expensive and he still takes free kicks and has been known to score the odd goal as well. So yeah.
And also get that DC points also. So I think that's
DEFCON as well.
I just want to throw out you did mention about Chelsea if let's say they qualify advance. The Everton player that we did discuss offline, KDH is back at 4.9 million. I think against Bournemouth and Chelsea, who knows, he could haunt Chelsea back in this game. So I think that's one to monitor.
I'll monitor. It's just that because he hasn't been playing in the center. He's been playing on the right. So I'm not sure. Hopefully Moyes comes to his senses and play one of his best central midfield attacking players. He should be in the midfield, not on the right. So let's see. Game week 25 should give us the answer actually before I invest.
Let's go to the fixture since you mentioned about the short turnaround. Where is the game week 25, 26 seats? So I just show this visual graphic from Legomané in terms of the game week 24 already gone. And the Carabao Cup will happen tonight and also the other night, which is City against Newcastle. Most probably Man City are going to advance because they are leading right now, 2-0 over Newcastle. They're playing at home. Same goes for Arsenal, 3-2 leading in Chelsea. So presumably Arsenal and also City going to advance that game. But we will know by the end of this midweek. Then after that, this weekend will happen the game week 25. Then the game week 26, is actually midweek next week. We're going to have midweek deadline, which is pretty interesting on the 11th. February. Then after that, the weekend itself, we will have FA Cup round, round 4, and then we will have European playoff spot, which I think the Newcastle, the Palace, whoever did not advance to the top 8, they will play this game. And this is where the double game week 26, where the Arsenal, Chelsea, Everton or Wolves will play in between this sandwich fixture, which can be tricky because the FA Cup round 4, you won't know who plays, but most probably people will, the manager will rest all the players for the FA Cup round 4, and then you play that week double game week 26 before the weekend itself for game week 27. I think that's at least the context for the game week 26. You want to comment anything?
No comment. I mean, because FA Cup is generally secondary at this point. It's still in the early days, so you can see more experimentation in terms, and people will rest the teams there. But yeah, it's going to be a challenge for the likes of Arsenal but then Arsenal play Wigan, for example, so that's, it's not gonna, they're definitely gonna take that time to rest, because whoever they have left is more than enough to dumbbell over Wigan. That's just an example of one of the teams. But if you want to look at more trickier ties, oh sorry, I didn't see that properly. So you want to look at trickier ties, got Newcastle playing Aston Villa. Liverpool play Brighton as well. So you have to wonder for what Slot is going to do there. Given that his team are winning finally broke their not winning streak by winning against Newcastle at home. But if they were to lose against City, then that Brighton matchup might be something that should we throw it. Yeah, it's important to take that into consideration, and that's where the press conferences come in and see where the managers' priorities are. So yeah.
Yep. Great. I think 25th, 26th, just around the corner. We just need to see what kind of pressure from managers. I think it will be an important one. Once we conclude the Carabao Cup semi-final, it will dictate how we're going to transfer for this.
But Chelsea one, regardless, Wolves and Leeds, is just, if you don't have Chelsea players, you might want to back them right now.
Yeah. Let's move on quickly on the player on form right now. At least we shall see. Maybe can be an indication for our next move. The last 4 matches or 4 game weeks is the top right now is Bruno Fernandes, because I think everyone need to have him. He's scored 32 points for the last 4 game weeks. He already have 5 attacking return. Yeah, if I read that, 5 assists, clean sheet, no goals there. But that is what Bruno Fernandes. He also have 6 bonus points there. Okay, so I think that's for Bruno Fernandes. I think if you really don't have what your next move in terms of midfield, Bruno Fernandes will be the first one. João Pedro at second, 31 points. He got also 5 attacking returns, 3 goals and 2 assists. Some major already moved in getting him up front for AKTK probably, but he could slot in with AKTK and João Pedro up front alongside Haaland. That could be the one. Next, Somerville from West Ham United, 3 attacking returns, 29 points, but I'm not too sure whether you want to invest that. But he's still at 5.5 million, so maybe he could be an option in terms of West Ham. Dorgu injured, so I don't think people there. I think Wirtz at 5th place right now. For myself, who has been overlooking Wirtz, I think he can be an option. I think the last game against Newcastle 4-1, he got 1 goal and 1 assist. So 8.3 million for myself, who has Foden, could be like for like replacement if I believe that Wirtz could be. I think I might not be able to afford AKTK. I want to spend in midfield just changing, and Wirtz could be one of the options. And he's at 5th right now, 27 points. I think I like him. And a consolation. I think right now for sure, not previously. Other than that, Gibbs White can be a 26 point there. 3 attacking returns, 2 goals, 1 assist. Bournemouth, if you're thinking his fixture nice, Alex Scott can be an decent option at 5 million. So he had 1 goal, 1 assist, 26 point. Maybe, I'm not sure about Tavernier injury, how long he will be out. But Scott, there's some options into Bournemouth. I think he could be an option. Bowen, if you still start with him, I think he's still decent. 24 points there. We touch about Elliot Anderson. People have him 5.3. I think he got 7 points. The past he got like back to back DC points. So he could be an option if you need. Yeah, pretty much I think I just want to cover at least at the top 10 there in terms of player on form. Enzo Fernandez in this table, if you are thinking about Chelsea player, so Enzo and João Pedro, it's up to what the mood you are in terms of getting Chelsea, if that one option. Semenyo inside here, no other Man City players inside this table. So that's player on form right now, man. You're on mute.
Bruno Fernandes, everyone is already open their eyes and realizing with under the current formation with Michael Carrick is just going all out. So it's definitely an advantage. Pedro again, given everyone's history with Pedro, is really do I want to risk it or don't I? So it's really a question mark there. You just have to the risks and you know what can happen. But Somerville is a very, very interesting pick. And if West Ham continue on their recovery, despite, of course, they lost to West Ham, Chelsea, but it's clear that there are definitely a lot of signs of improvement there. And it might be worth it to join in join the party and Somerville. The thing with Somerville is that it represents a very reasonable investment for a relegation fighting team at 5.5 attacking. What more do you want? Come to words, and I don't know what to say with words because I feel very guilty for not trusting my team, and Liverpool are definitely improving and not say Liverpool's words is finally finding or adjusting, should I say, to life in the Premier League. He's definitely doing a lot better now, and he's finding the passes, he's finding the space, and the popular argument is that he's just needed to get used to the physicality, which was a lot more in England compared to Germany, which doesn't sound when you look at all the history that Germany is less physical, but hey, that's how it is. It's just the style the football is played there. Definitely, if you have space and for example, like myself, Rogers, spend a bit more and get words. Is he worth it? I think he might be worth it. The thing is, of course, this week he plays City, but so when you have players in form, I don't think. I guess lately I've been prioritizing form over fixture because I just feel that the form is good enough for you to go ahead and buy. So yes, definitely I would put a buy on words. Definitely.
Understand. Right. Okay, I think I just want to take this result you mentioned about is it time to swap Semenyo out for someone like Enzo thinking about upcoming double game week. I think that can be an option. But if I own Semenyo right now, he also on form. I don't think I want to swap him just yet. I think that's my answer. How about you, Min?
Yeah, if he's on form, it doesn't matter. So Semenyo is on form. Hey, check out Semenyo, man. I mean, like the guy is just no issues with the settling into City. We were worried it's gonna cause a lot of problems in the team, but then it hasn't happened at all. So credit to Semenyo there, and yes, keep him regardless. If he plays Liverpool again, so what?
Okay, I just don't want to read out stats on Semenyo, 7.8 million, owned by almost 50% manager. I don't have him.
Me neither.
So, yeah. And then Semenyo has returned last week 7 points, previously 8 points, 2, 6. I think if you have him, I'll keep him until Semenyo suddenly do not feature in the Man City team. He now have been starting, so he's definitely better than Foden option right now. Chucky also might share some minutes with Foden and Leslie. Doku still uncertain or not fit yet. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep Semenyo, and if you can get other road to get Enzo into your team, I think that'd be a better option.
Can I just say the one guy who's there, the one keeper, Kelleher.
Okay.
Yeah,
He got
amazing.
some double-digit points, right? So I think that's why he's in here. Nobody else in terms of goalkeeper department inside there. Yeah. All right, let's play on form. Let's take a quick look, on the January transfer, because maybe there's some gem there that we can mention. These are the January transfer signing until the end of Monday, 2nd February. I think that's the closing deadline for the January transfer window. There are some players inside here. There are some also not here, but I think it's the significant one in terms of the clubs and also players. I think from Aston Villa, you got Tammy Abraham return to his club. I think he signed previously during the championship, but then he been over the places, going abroad and so on, and coming back. And then can support Oli Watkins up front. Oli Watkins did miss last game week. Tammy Abraham did play. He got a goal overruled out offside, and then it could be a decent option at 6 million. Douglas Luiz, I think this is the sleeper pick for myself. And you had some good moment when you had Douglas Luiz in the season that Luiz played. So I think he will be on set pieces. He could potentially be on penalties. I think this is an under radar pick. I like him, 4.9 million. And he's cheap to get into my thing. KDH also inside that bracket. For Bournemouth, Ryan Ellis Toth, the midfield, I think Ryan assists a goal for Alex Scott, right? So 5.5 million. He's still getting the minutes. So we shall see on that. I think that's Bournemouth. Pascal Gross returning to Brighton. He got 12 points against Everton, right? So until the last minute for Beto scored that one. He got that 5.5 million. I think, and he could potentially be on penalty, but see whether Welbeck getting play or not lah. But Pascal Gross, we know what he capable of. JWP moving to Burnley, he could be an option. 5.6 million. For Crystal Palace, Brandon Johnson, we know he already moved earlier. But JSL, Strand Larsen, at the last minute, he get the move to Crystal Palace at 6.1 million. But Mateta still there. So he could share in minutes. So I think that could be an option. Oscar Bob moving to Fulham, 5.1 million. I think it's wait and see for me. Mark Gehi and Antonio Semenyo is the signing for Man City. I think that's the significant one. 5.2, 7.8 million. Forest sign up forward, Luka, but I'm not sure about him. Conor Gallagher moving Spurs, so maybe Spurs can. About West Ham, Castellanos, Felipe. I think this is the revelation for West Ham that they need. They got some back-to-back weeks until they lost against Chelsea. So these are the general transfer signing. Maybe some players are missing there. You can point out, but who stand out for you, man? You're on mute.
The Tammy Abraham, Douglas Luiz pairing is it's Aston Villa embarking on a nostalgia run with Tommy Abraham, who was on loan for Villa. I can't remember what year it was, but the way he was at Chelsea and then he went to loan. He was on loan with Villa, and he had quite an amazing run while he was at Villa, to the point that in January, Chelsea were wondering, do we want to recall? People were speculating whether Chelsea would recall him, for that. And Douglas Luiz, of course, the crazy holding midfielder that takes penalties, and awesome. It was just great. And the thing is, I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes back into that easily and just takes over the penalties again. But it's a bit risky, so because with Tillsman there, so we'll still have to wait and see. But Tammy Abraham, who played because they decided not to risk Watkins, and I don't know if Unai Emery might change the formation to enable both of them to play, because I do think Tammy Abraham has that quality to lead the line, but it will definitely mean a formation change or Watkins getting benched. So again, it's a bit of a risk there. Pascal Gross, no problems for him. I think he gets in. Another guy who's returned to his old club, and he's already doing well for Pascal Gross for Brighton, and takes set pieces as well. So at 5.5, I think that's great. Brennan Johnson, I don't know what's going on with Palace. Strand Larsen managed to move for 6.1, but ironically, Mateta, who was supposed to move to Inter Milan, the move collapsed because of a medical issue. So now he's out after the medical. So it seemed like Palace were trying to pop him off with, and it turns out he's out for 3 months. So now the question is, and with Nketiah also injured, it looks like JSL might go straight into it.
Okay.
But the problem, if you remember the last round, Sarr took the penalty, so I suppose he continued. But JSL gets a chance up front. But of course, we know that Wolves are probably looking to get some money before they get relegated. And JSL hasn't been one of the best performers for Wolves and has been benched quite a few times as well. So again, with Palace in that state of flux, again, too risky. Everything. Oscar Bob's an interesting pick, but yeah, again, we'll have to wait and see whether. Yeah. But 5.1 seems to be a very decent price if you want to pick someone up. So no one else other than Semenyo we mentioned just now. Gallagher, who's a great acquisition for Spurs, but not so much in the FPL mode, but more in the holding the team together kind of ability. Yeah. So I would have put him in. Yeah, but, no one else that was.
I think Gallagher produced an assist for Solanke goals, if I'm right.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's not going to be a normal thing. So you'd probably go for someone like Anderson in Forest better. So just one person, which is Ryan. So he's from Vasco da Gama.
Vasco da Gama, yes, Brazil.
Yeah. Hey, so definitely want to look, especially given the now that's Semenyo's gone off, Kluivert's injured, Tavernier's injured. So, he could step up, although, we got Krupi, who's definitely stepping up, and Scott that you mentioned just now. But Ryan, because, his transfer fee is quite a bit, so, you'd think that they'll be wanting to use him straight. So, from one to monitor.
Yeah, these are the January transfer signings. Let's go to our Gameweek 25 fixture, mate. Who are playing who? I just reveal to you whether you realize or not, it will be a Friday deadline. Because the first fixture will be at 4 a.m. Friday, and the deadline will be at 2:30 a.m. on Friday night. Okay, so need to be careful on that. And the fixture will start with Leeds versus Forest. This is an important game because both are at the same point. They are tied up at 16th and 17th place, so they really need this win. So Leeds and Forest are interesting matchup. Then on Saturday, we have United versus Spurs at home. Can United make it fourth consecutively? I think this will be an interesting one. Then at 11 p.m. Malaysian time, Arsenal versus Sunderland. On paper, Sunderland should win this game. Bournemouth against Villa. Villa want to bounce back, but Bournemouth on a good run. Burnley versus West Ham, another relegation battle match, which is they both need a win for sure. So West Ham 6 points away right now with closest rival, Forest and Leeds United. They really need to win. I think West Ham could get the win. We shall see whether Burnley is up to it at home. Then Fulham versus Everton before Wolves also welcome Chelsea at Molineux Stadium. At 1:30 a.m. Newcastle versus Brentford. I think also interesting match before on Sunday. 2 matches will happen. Brighton versus Crystal Palace. before we close off with the prime match of this game week 25, Liverpool versus Man City. Nate, your comment?
7 matches on Saturday, so that's quite a. Hi, good afternoon, FPLTeam. Finishing off with Liverpool, Manchester City. The thing is, everyone has Haaland. Most likely, no one is going to be captaining him at this point. But so we got Semenyo on one side and probably heavily owned. On the left side, you probably have Wirtz and Sopostha is not so important, but yeah, Ekitike, that's right. Yeah, so it's a match for the FPL managers as well too. So something worth for us. We have to stay up for it, but I think it's definitely worth staying up for. The United Spurs is another one match to see whether United can continue the run. Of course, we've all got Bruno Fernandes. If you don't have already, you're missing out. But the only question of captaining him here, that is the early Saturday match. So if that is a consideration for you, then what is your other options? You have Arsenal against Sunderland again. But if Saka is out, would you go for Rice?
FPL Hippie did mention about this. I'm not sure whether it's true. Saka is out until game week 57.
So because if Saka was in, captain him. But without Saka, do we captain Rice, who hasn't been returning? Or do you want to captain Gabriel, who you could? Although Sunderland did manage to score 3 goals last time out but that was against Burnley. But Sunderland were on a non-winning run for quite a while before they finally managed to win against Burnley. So you think they might put up a type of fight, but it's not so straightforward for the captaincy. Which means that Chelsea Wolves match, is Enzo a captaincy option?
Staying away.
Yeah, and with Palmer's fitness always question mark these days. So he did manage to play 90 minutes against West Ham. Didn't score at all. Didn't get a single FPL point. Well, aside from the 2 appearances points, but that was it. For a 3-2 game, and him not to be involved any of the goals, that makes it hard for you to captain him against Wolves. Newcastle versus Brentford, another interesting match. Newcastle getting losing to Liverpool, and then Brentford, who a bit of a giant killer at this point, defeating Villa, and can they do it again despite Sade getting sent off? Not the straightforward matches, not much really. But West Ham, you definitely keep Bowen. But would you buy him now? I'm not sure because they are playing away. I can't see any must-have players that you may not necessarily have and want to buy immediately, except for maybe Enzo Fernandez, because they play Wolves and Leeds, and coincidentally, Forest play Leeds than Wolves. but Forest, if it's not that expensive, if you have Anderson, you'll probably keep him. He might be an option to consider bringing in Anderson. On the Chelsea side, you mentioned Joao Pedro, but definitely Enzo Fernandez has got to be seriously considered. But with the Carabao Cup and the back of your hand.
So if let's say Chelsea lose against Arsenal, how's the moral will be in the team? So I think that can also play a factor. Let's take a look about on the Predator goal and clean sheet odds. So maybe that can also elaborate more in terms of the analysis for these matches. A quick one I got just now from robtFPL and from data from Solio Analytics in terms of the highest chance of goals this game week 25 will be Arsenal at 2.3 against Sunderland, and the highest clean sheet odds 56%. So you want to go all in for Arsenal, especially on defense. Other than that, United expected to score 2 goals against Spurs, 2.02. Spurs did concede goals, and they could easily lose that match against City, but they coming back from 2-0 down. So they're playing away, okay. And then who else in terms of goals? 1.85, Chelsea away to Wolves. So you can see that Chelsea has been on some form right now. Okay, and then after that Newcastle against Brentford 1.75, and there will be a close one, Liverpool and Brighton. Liverpool playing Man City, there will be a close game for sure. Projected clean sheet odds other than Arsenal, who else? Going to be a tight one. Fulham keeping clean sheet against Everton, probably 36%. Then after that, Chelsea 34% against Wolves. Then Leeds keeping clean sheets against Forest at 33%, sharing with United also at 33%. What stand out for you, mate?
So there you have it.
You're on mute.
The Arsenal versus Sunderland, of course. Yeah. Look, I've those of you who regularly follow us on the stream know I'm a big supporter for Sunderland in that sense. I do like how Sunderland are doing, but we've seen them on a bad non-winning streak, only to be broken, but it was against Burnley. So I do expect Arsenal to defeat Sunderland strongly. But again, do we captain someone? And Gabriel seems to be a decent captain, because if you look at that CS, they have the highest CS percentage, 56%. So maybe Gabriel might be the right option. It's
interesting,
tricky, but yeah, it could be. I think that other than that, everything else is a bit more nothing really stands out too much. Fulham ability to get CS at 36%. They're the second actually. But it goes to show there's not a lot where CS is a big thing for this week. Manchester United 2.02 is the second highest. So not that many really strong matches to look at actually when you look at it. Chelsea a bit low, 1.85 against Wolves. You'd expect them to do well against Wolves. I think Wolves have been fighting, but I think there's just too much quality in that Chelsea squad for Wolves to overcome. So that's it. Nothing much to say. Liverpool City looks almost even. Newcastle versus Brentford. Maybe that's the one that I'm not sure. I feel that it should be slanting Brentford's way more, but maybe that they're taking into account the fact that Kevin Schade is injured, so reduces them.
Suspended. Okay.
Yeah.
So and then Newcastle at home are really great in terms of result at home, especially. So maybe
they'll need to bounce back from the Liverpool defeat as well. So that St. James.
So we talk a bit on captaincy option. If you do not go for Haaland, most likely will be. And so I think you're spot on. You go for Gabriel if you don't trust any attacker. You go for Bruno Fernandes or anyone else there, Mbomo Cunha, you believe in there. And you go for any Chelsea asset, which currently you can only trust Enzo. So maybe those are the three options.
Yeah, that's right. Unless you really think that City will do Liverpool one, because
that could be a high scoring game, 2-2, right?
Yeah,
so I think
exactly. Liverpool's defense isn't strong, and neither is City's at the moment. So
that can be also an option.
Could be an option. Where are you leading? Okay, we can talk about team later. Yeah, Ekitike, definitely Ekitike. Ekitike and Wirtz seems to be the future of Liverpool as it stands. So it's looking good.
Great. Let's go back to our teammate. I think let's jump to that. Or maybe a quick one on fixture ticker, if let's say a quick one, the next 6. But this is not considering the double game week 26. Bournemouth up there. If you're thinking about any Bournemouth asset, that's why, because they have some excellent feature until the game week 30 at least, and they do play in game week 31 against United, if I'm right. So Aston Villa, Everton, West Ham, Sunderland, Brentford, and Burnley. So you're talking about the new signing Ryan, Alex Scott, we mentioned about I think Evanescence still can be a station, and Krupi Jr. And on defense, you could go and cheap players like Senesi. People talk about Hill at 3.9, 3.8 million. I think there's some really nice option. You just need to estimate what's best for you if you're interested in any Bournemouth asset. Next one will be Crystal Palace, Brighton, Burnley and Wolves at least nice one at home in 26 and 27 before United, Spurs and then Leeds. So Crystal Palace, last week Sa did score a goal through that penalty. Maybe he's the only one that people think if you want to go any defense side, Munoz could be an option, but he is also expensive. But yeah, you dictate by the 26 announcement. City at third, so you can still go other than Haaland, maybe Semenyo, maybe Mark Gehi will still start with him. So I think that can be some option there. After Liverpool, still a good fixture there. Fulham, Newcastle, Leeds, Forest and West Ham. Despite City might not be on a great form, you can see there City has been drawing, losing, and then winning last game, right? Or drawing last game. Then Liverpool, after City, they have some excellent fixture. You can see that Sunderland, Forest, West Ham, both, and then Spurs. So Words, KTK could be coming into conversation. If not this week, later after that game week 25. Burnley, I don't think so much people will go there. But Arsenal, triple up on the card. Sunderland, Brentford, Spurs, Chelsea, Brighton, Everton, could potentially in 26. Wolves inside there. United have Spurs, West Ham, Everton, Crystal Palace, Newcastle and Villa. Other than Bruno, maybe Mbomo, maybe Cunha, or you're going to go cheap in defense. Maguire, Dogu an option. Casemiro, I'm not sure. So I think that's some fixture in terms of at least top 5 sub-6. At the bottom, Brighton, Sunderland, Spurs. Sunderland not so much. Arsenal, Liverpool, Fulham, Bournemouth, Liverpool and Brighton. Spurs, they're playing United, they're playing Newcastle, they're playing Arsenal in the next 3. So a no-go. Fulham, Crystal Palace, they're Liverpool. And Brighton, we talked about Pascal Gross just now, but they are facing at the bottom 3 right now. Fixture ticker, anything to point out?
Just that Liverpool versus City, they are playing each other, but they're right there near the top of the fixture ticker regardless, which goes to show that they have such a strong fixture ticker after the match, that they still number 3 and number 4. And when what we just discussed just now, that Liverpool and City are not defensively sound, they're conceding goals. I think you could really seriously just consider jumping now. Go for it, and don't wait till game week 26. Yeah, but again, that Chelsea, Arsenal, who wins that Carabao Cup double game week, in the back of our heads. So yeah, but I would go for it. Liverpool. I don't mind jumping and taking a hit. I think it's worth it. I'm studying it now. But okay, sorry. City, Liverpool aside, yeah, then Arsenal of course still at the top, so no problem. And definitely, if they double, definitely you want to look at triple up. Chelsea are right there in the middle, not as great. Again, that's because Arsenal is a red one. So, but if Chelsea defeat Arsenal and get a double game, if they defeat, upset the odds and defeat Arsenal, so then that Chelsea Arsenal match, game week 28, hey, we've defeated them in the Carabao Cup. Let's do it again. So it may not be as hard as it looks. So yeah. But at the bottom, Spurs, yeah, definitely avoid. Spurs, there's just too much uncertainty. Sunderland, hold on to your cheap stuff, but no need to invest in anyone. Brighton, just now we mentioned Pascal Gross. It's still worth it because when you look at that, Crystal Villa, Leeds and Forest before Arsenal, which is the reason they dragged down. So it's not so bad if you want someone who will come good for Brighton.
Yeah. I just want to point out, like you mentioned, you might be a bit frustrated in terms of Morgan Rogers. At least the next 4 Villa there, Bournemouth, Brighton, Leeds and Wolves, I think there's still some potential. So if you start with Rogers, right? I see that for fixtures. It's nice.
When I picked him up, because remember he had that awesome free kick, but now now you got Douglas Lewis, who definitely takes it as well. Will take those. So it's just not as attractive as it is. And given that he's not a penalty taker, and
Okay.
If he's no longer not as so there's not left routes, so he'll have to resort to the blockbuster goal scoring, because we know he's a ball carrier, a really really good ball carrier. He's just worried there is that scoring might be left to someone else to do scoring, so it's a bit of a risk.
All right, let's go to our team. My team first. I got 2 free transfer because I nervously not doing anything last week, because I decided get those 2 free transfer and deal with whatever my issue next week and have some flexibility. 0.2 million in the bank. Last week I kept Bruno, probably this week also. There will be a question again, Dubravka over Kelleher, but I think Dubravka at home is better than away. They're playing West Ham. They should play for their life, right? So I think Dubravka need to do it. And Kelleher playing away to Newcastle. So it will be a tough one, right? So I think this will be a late call. But I think Dubravka for now. Timber and Gabriel playing at home against Sunderland. I'm playing Anderson at home against Everton. The clean sheet odds just now shows that they are second after Arsenal. So I won't play Aurelio Alderete. Bruno Fernandes, Enzo, Saka, and Foden. We'll talk about them later. Haaland, Thiago, and Mane. I'm desperate for players to come into my team. So if let's say Saka is out, like FPLTeam mentioned there, I think there will be an easy transfer for me. And if let's say Arsenal do qualify for the final and double game in 26, Saka down to Rice is a logical thing to do. And then those money I could use to upgrade Potts, who are not a playable player right now under West Ham team. So I guess I could do some money there. Could go to someone 6 million or 5 million. Anderson can be an option. Douglas Lewis, Pascal Gross. If let's say I don't want to pening kepala, but Foden is also a pain right now. So I think Foden could easily I go for Words. Could I go for Mbomo? I'm not too sure about Rogers right now. I don't want to double up if I get Douglas Lewis. So I think those are the option I'm thinking right now. Semenyo could also come into the conversation, because I have like 8.3 million right now at Foden. Not much money left there. If suddenly Foden dropping price lagi, I think. But Saka move, it will be. If let's say Saka is sehat to play this game week, probably I'll keep him. And if let's say Arsenal double game week in 26, so then, but I need to repair my midfield sooner or later. Foden to be out, Potts to upgrade, and Saka to deal if let's say injured. I think that is my scenario right now. You're on mute if you're saying anything.
I guess the question is, do you want to? Well, again, we'll find out Carabao Cup as well, right? Yeah, because at the moment, you definitely have to do something about Saka if he's out. Yeah. So the question, depending on today, if Arsenal are the winners, who do you pick instead of Saka? Do you want to go for it and go for the triple?
I think I'll go for triple. If they say confirm Arsenal double game week and go for Rice, I think that's the logical thing.
Rice lah. Okay, so yeah, if Arsenal don't,
that will be a tricky one, because then Chelsea and Everton will double. So will that means that Palmer can be an option? I could go there, but I'm not too sure. If not, I'll distribute Saka money to somewhere else like Words, and then upgrade my defense to Chalobah, which Chelsea gonna play double anyway. They have some decent fixture. So and then I go KDH in midfield. Upgrade Potts. I think that can be an option.
Because I think if rather than going for Palmer, you're probably better off going for a Chelsea defender instead. But of course, they need to do another transfer lah, because I assume you'd want to get rid of Saka. Just now you said until game week 27, that was Saka, was it?
FPL he did mention that, but I'm not too sure. We
Okay.
have to check out.
Yeah, so game week 27, it just misses out on the double game week. But for me, at that price, you don't want to be leaving him on the bench.
Yep, definitely.
So definitely sell.
I'm trying to find a reason to get rid Saka actually. So if he's out, definitely it's an easy sell. Whoa! Who is that?
W. What midfielder starts with W? There you go. Yes. That's it. And you got money to spare. So yeah, there you go.
Let's see how's the feeling. And I think most probably I will captain Bruno, man. I think for now.
Okay.
Let's go to your team. You got one free transfer and plenty money in the bank.
Yeah. So first keeper, Donnarumma versus Dubravka. Yeah, that's the spirit. I'll probably go for Dubravka again. I'm not. I think honestly, I expect both West Ham and Liverpool to score. It's just that with West Ham, with Burnley, they're a bit more desperate. So I think there'll be a lot of shots and hopefully a lot of saves. Gabriel, of course, is going to play. Milenkovic owes me. I brought him in last week. He hasn't done anything yet. Between Tiao and Ballard, I don't know. Let me just run to Bruno Fernandes, Rogers, Rice, Bruno G, Krupi, Junior, Thiago, and Haaland. So question mark is on Bruno G whether he will be ready for the next match. And even if he is, it is against Brentford, but to be fair, it is at home. But the fact that because he hasn't been on the bench, he was on the bench in the Europe game, but turns out he was just there for moral support. He wasn't ever gonna actually come into play. So I've got a lot of money. I'm kind of rich at the moment, so I can go from Tavernier to Woods if I wanted to. So with Bruno G, is injury is he might recover, so maybe it makes sense to keep him and just Tavernier, who's definitely out, and bring Tavernier. But of course, the problem with that is that it doesn't leave me a lot of money to play around. Let's say, especially if I want to go for a Chelsea defender, I can't do that. But if I were to sell Bruno G for Words, then I will have money to find an upgrade to upgrade someone into a Chelsea defender. But it does mean that's another hit that I'll be taking. So I just need to consider. On the back of my head, I'm not happy with Rogers either. So, but I think I need to deal with the injuries first. I think I need to settle some of my injuries first before I solve the other problems. And as you say, it has a decent fixture. Okay, go ahead.
I just throw you some question. If Arsenal double, would that change your transfer? Your transfer plan?
Okay, so the thing is, I already have Rice. The biggest problem is I already have Rice, and Gabriel, of course, I already have. So
but you still have one more option.
Yeah, and I didn't have Saka. I don't have Saka, so it's. I have to put some serious thought into it because I don't know who. Everyone's so inconsistent in terms of points, as mentioned just now. Trossard is probably the better option, but I'm not happy.
Or you could go double defense, but you have Donnarumma there at 5.5, or I don't know how it's quite expensive, right? I don't know whether you're thinking, can that be an option to Raya? I know you don't like it, but can that be possible option? Because you also start with Donnarumma, right? So if you say double 26 coming in, who knows, right? You play any, and then you could easily bench him if they say he's blank in game week 31 and play Dubravka. I just throw that into conversation.
I've had the Donnarumma exit strategy for like the longest time, and it just hasn't happened because everything gets in the way. But yeah, Raya, you're absolutely right. I don't like it, but I'll give it some fair thought. Okay.
But if let's say Chelsea who double, probably Enzo coming in this week for you, probably.
Yeah. definitely. Enzo, or I could go for a defender. Also, that's another option. But if I want to settle my injuries, then Enzo would definitely be it if Chelsea go through. It's a lock on for me. I'm definitely bringing in Enzo if Chelsea go through. Thanks. Yeah, it's just again I could sell Tavernier for Enzo, no issue. Kaya. So
Yeah. That's why.
so yeah. Yeah.
So you could play, if let's say Bruno G also fit, you could play 3-5-2. I Krupi Junior also excellent form. I'm not sure whether you want to bench him, but you have options. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. Bench bloody Rogers. No, I didn't say that. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We take some question. Rakyat FPL did crash into our stream. So his question, let's take some question from me. Bomo words. I think Bomo moved to conversation last week, but this week will be a different one because I have a feeling of words.
I like Words. He has dead balls as well, so I go for Words. Yeah, I think Liverpool are. To be fair, both Liverpool and United are in a bit of a going upwards trajectory, but I'll go for Words.
Triple Arsenal defense. I never thought I'm gonna think of that. Do you like it? Like Raya, Gabriel and Timber, or Gabriel Timber and Calafiori? I'm not too sure on that.
I nak double the Arsenal defense macam haram lagi nak triple Arsenal defense. But yeah. But
Could that be an option? Right?
Timber Raya, excuse me, and Gabriel, definitely. Yeah, it's just the pain of watching the match and they concede one goal, 3 CSs wiped out just like that. You got to deal with it lah if you want.
Senesi or Anderson, I think Bournemouth are the top ticker right now. So probably that scoot into Senesi. He's at 4.8 million. He has been hitting DC points frequently right now. So I think he could be the one.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, and Fulham are actually above Bournemouth on the table by 1 point, so it's not really much to, and the goal scoring isn't that big either. So I'd say Anderson because it's cheaper.
Okay. This one definitely question for you, man. Rogers, keep or sell. I think if you have other fire to put out, I think you do that other than Rogers. I think that's my feedback.
Yeah, I agree. As much as I want to sell him, I got other issues.
All right, we coming to the end of the streaming, but quick one in terms of our FPL Jedi League, or we can chat where we have a new league leader right now in the form of Anak Kucing. Noraisha Haq, a Newcastle fan. He scored 85 points last week, and he's at top with total point of 1436. And on our right, you can see there he has AKTK and João Pedro. I think she did activate her wildcard, so that's why he can have this decent team. Semenyo, Anderson, Enzo, and Bruno Fernandes in midfield, really nice, and Wilson on the bench. Gehi, Chaloba, Maguire, and Gabriel, Pickford in goal, and he can also afford cash and sells on the bench. So a really nice team. That's all I can say.
Very nice. If we can get three double scores, that for your wild card, I think that's a success already. So yeah, well done. And everyone in the midfield and attack all delivered. So good stuff.
And shout out to the top 10 team. SMT in second place, down after 2 points down over Anak Kucing. Has been an excellent week for her. AJ Dragon third, 4 Beta, Skynet 5th, JW23 moving up to 6th, 123 go. I down to 8th place, mate. So, but I need to hold it and just for the best moving forward. 59 points. Jerome Murray at 9th place, and FPL Joe champion was FPL Jedi League a few years ago. He is at 10th place. He scored 81 points, so he also had a good week. All right, we come to the end of streaming. Your last word.
Anyone watching tonight? I'm not. Wake up in the morning and see what happens. But yeah, again, hopefully no one's made, not too many people have made any transfers. So tonight is the Arsenal-Chelsea match, and tomorrow night is the City-Newcastle match. So again, we have players, Semenyo, Bruno G, if you still have him. All these players may be involved in this match. So Pedro, Enzo Fernandez, So don't make any transfers. Wait and see. If they get injured, that's it. And this is a match that all these teams will probably try to win because it is the semifinals, and they know they all have a good chance of winning. They still have a chance of winning. So wait, let's see how we go.
Right. Thank you everyone for joining the stream. Do hit the like button and subscribe to our FPL Jedi YouTube channel and support us. As always, do check out our Facebook page or even Twitter, X, where we continue to update our team, and hopefully we end up with the right formation and team players by the end of Gameweek 25. Until then, till we see again. Hopefully we tune in to our Gameweek 26 deadline next week. So until then, take care and bye-bye.
Bye.